Hey guys, we are in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. They actually come here literally every single Saturday. So I've been here a number of times. The interesting thing about this is it is primarily Amish country, primarily white, middle class or upper class. Yet there are people here every single Saturday. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Ceasefire is our demand. No peace on stolen land. Ceasefire is our demand. No peace on stolen land. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. Biden, Biden, you can't hide. You are funding genocide. Biden, Biden, you can't hide. You are funding genocide. Ceasefire now. 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 Ceasefire now.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being willing to change the plan, roll with it. I wanted to give an update on the uncommitted vote that happened on Tuesday. Thank you all so much for writing in uncommitted.
Woo!
The results have been a little hard to follow, but yeah, that's why we're here. So that's it. So the first thing I wanted to share is that through this campaign effort, we contacted over 500,000 Pennsylvanians. So
Yes.
500,000 Pennsylvanians.
Woohoo!
That there are people in the state who demand a ceasefire now. So just on that alone, to reach 500,000 people, I think is an incredible effort and campaign and very much makes it worth it. And then in terms of the write-in results, there were 62,000 write-in results in Pennsylvania.
Hell yeah!
People do not stand with President Biden's stance on what is
Woohoo!
happening in Gaza. So yeah, just amazing. Our goal was 40,000 and we got 62,000. So just totally blew that away. If you combine that with the people who voted for Dean Phillips, who isn't an active candidate even more, but was still on the ballot, that's over 120,000 people in Pennsylvania who do not stand with President Biden and his stance on Gaza and the genocide that's occurring. So when it comes to November, the message has been sent loud, the message has been sent clear. If President Biden does not change his policies and his stance, he will lose the election in November. It cannot be more clear. And I want to talk a little bit about how it feels, because it's a sort of weird campaign. You don't really win or lose. I think we declared victory, but there's nothing then in terms of like entering office that happens. So it feels weird. So I wanted to kind of share those feelings, which is it can feel like we did this. We did this campaign, we took this action, we made a protest vote, and then what happens next? Well, what happens next is this. We keep showing up. We keep showing up here. We keep showing up in solidarity with the student encampments, which we will hear more about from our students here. We have new encampments that started at Dickinson College, which is just about an hour, just a little bit west of Harrison. info on how we can support them if you'd like to talk with me after. And we keep supporting the uncommitted movement across the state. So we have Maryland coming up next, and we have New Jersey then after that. So we will continue to show nationwide that there is mass dissatisfaction with President Biden and what is happening. And I also wanted to mention a couple other little anecdotes related to this. One is that while we were poll reading, many of the people who are poll reading are here, so thank you for poll reading. So we went and we talked to voters. We talked to them directly, and we asked, how are you feeling about Gaza? We asked, how are you feeling about President Biden and his support for genocide? And it was amazing to be able to get out in our community and talk to people directly. And while poll reading, there are also Democratic Party poll readers there because they want their people to get elected. And we talked with a lot of them, and we consistently heard and got word that the local Lancaster County Democrats are shaken up by uncommitted. They are worried, they are concerned. We have been acknowledged, we have been recognized, and I think our results only further solidify that. And then if you look at the messaging of the Democratic establishment, it is using our language, which is important. That means that they see us, they are scared, and they are worried about losing November. And that we must keep showing up and we must keep calling for a ceasefire. So thank you all so much. That's the uncommitted update. Yeah, give everyone a round of applause for uncommitted. What do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Ceasefire.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Ceasefire.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Ceasefire.
When do we want it?
Now.
And if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
And if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
And if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
Money for healthcare and education.
Money for healthcare and education.
Not for war and occupation.
Not for war and occupation.
Money for healthcare and education.
Money for healthcare and education.
Not for war and occupation.
Not for war and occupation.
Money for healthcare and education.
Money for healthcare and education.
Not for war and occupation.
Not for war and occupation.
Not another nickel, not another dime.
Not another nickel, not another dime.
No more money for Israel's crime.
No more money for Israel's crime.
Not another nickel, not another dime.
Not another nickel, not another dime.
No more money for Israel's crime.
No more money for Israel's crime.
I just remembered one part of the theme of today's rally. So we will hear more from students, and we will hear more about what that looks like as solidarity with the students in encampment. But also just a block that way is the Lancaster Climate Summit happening at the Ware Center. I see some climate signs. Love seeing the climate signs. Lancaster DSA made a zine. If you want a free zine, come see me. I'll be handing them out about the impact that the war and genocide has on the climate. So not only are innocent people being killed, not only are buildings being absolutely destroyed, but the earth is being destroyed along with it. The military is the number one polluter. In particular, the United States military significantly outpollutes the environment more so than many other countries. Just our military. That doesn't account for anything else. So we'll also be hearing a little bit more about the environment. Can someone else come chat? Yeah. Okay, awesome, Jack.
Hello everyone. As you know, Monday was Earth Day, and today is also the Lancaster Climate Summit. I talked to a few professors at Franklin and Marshall College, Earth and Environment professors, on the effects of this absolutely devastating war on the environment in Palestine specifically. The actions, the measures that the Israeli military has taken, not just in this occupation, but also for the decades that have, for 75 years, they have occupied Palestine. It's insidious not only on the Palestinian people, but also on the land that they occupy. The Palestinians are indigenous to the land, but the Israeli semi-colonial forces have disrupted this connection, this inherent connection. For example, the Israeli Air Force, we all know, dropped white phosphorus over Gaza City, which burns anything that it touches for as long as it's exposed to oxygen, whether it be humans, whether it be animals, trees, or buildings. This means that it can scorch large areas of land very quickly before being extinguished, but even then, it affects the future generations. When white phosphorus releases phosphoric acid into the ground, it hurts the soil's fertility, and it exposes the land provide drinking water and water for agriculture, it remains for generations to come. In fact, it becomes a semi-permanent feature of the ecosystem, and it poisons the earth system in itself. White phosphorus is not just used in Gaza, it's also used in Lebanon, in Afghanistan, in Syria, in Iraq. And just weeks after similar bombings happened in southern Lebanon, farmers reported feeling unwell from eating the produce that weren't even harmed by phosphorus bombs, but they were in these bombs' proximity. And that's not all. Israeli forces also weaponized water access against Palestinians. They flooded Gaza with seawater under the pretext of destroying Hamas tunnels. But once the seawater reaches groundwater and aquifers, it is impossible to use that for drinking or for irrigating crops, also for decades to come. And you think about how Gaza is an arid region, how many decades does it take to replenish these water sources to the original level? There are literally photos of IOF bulldozers pouring cement into water wells of Palestinian farmers so that they can no longer use this for their own crops, so that they can be starved during the occupation, but also for any time in the future. And every day, around 100,000 cubic meters of sewage are being dumped into the Mediterranean Sea. Think about how the people of Gaza are supposed to get their lifeline. They cannot, they already cannot farm. They are not even supposed to catch seafood now. And historically, Palestine was an agrarian society with a Zionist project in order to claim that Palestinians don't deserve their land, that it was a desert, and therefore the Israelis will come to consume the desert, have also destroyed the environment. Their standard practice was burning olive trees for decades. And these olive trees are not just symbolically tied to the Palestinian people, but it's very important to the ecological system of the land itself. Since October 7th, 50% of trees have been raised, whose lives range anywhere from 100 to 1,000 years old. I want to bring this to all your attention because the struggle is not just during this occupation. If there is any hope of Palestinians having the right to return, we must also pay attention to the question of resettlement. How are the people of Palestine supposed to build their homes back on this land when it has been destroyed to this degree? To bomb the land, to salt the earth, is no less than to place a curse on the land for generations to come. And therefore, our climate action, it might look like solar winds, solar panels, and renewable energy here, but demanding a permanent ceasefire in Palestine is climate action in Palestine. Because if we are to have any integrity, if we are to care about the environment, then we must also know that the environment is the first victim in the Israeli genocidal assault on Gaza. And therefore, we must all call for a ceasefire. Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
Netanyahu, you can hide!
Netanyahu, you can hide!
We charge you with genocide!
We charge you with genocide!
Netanyahu, you can hide!
Netanyahu, you can hide!
We charge you with ecocide!
We charge you with ecocide!
Netanyahu, you can hide!
Netanyahu, you can hide!
We charge you with genocide!
We charge you with genocide!
We charge Netanyahu, you can hide!
Netanyahu, you can hide!
We charge you with ecocide!
We charge you with ecocide!
Biden Harris, you can hide!
Biden Harris, you can hide!
We charge you with genocide!
We charge you with genocide!
Biden Harris, you can hide!
Biden Harris, you can hide!
We charge you with ecocide!
We charge you with ecocide!
Biden Harris, you can hide!
Biden Harris, you can hide!
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with genocide.
Biden, Harris, you can't hide.
Biden, Harris, you can't hide.
We charge you with ecocide.
We charge you with ecocide.
From Lancaster to Palestine. Stop the U.S. war machine.
Stop the U.S. war machine.
From Lancaster to Palestine.
Lancaster to Palestine.
Stop the U.S. war machine.
Stop the U.S. war machine.
From Lancaster to Palestine.
Lancaster to Palestine.
Stop the U.S. war machine.
Stop the U.S. war machine.
From Lancaster to Palestine.
From Lancaster to Palestine.
Stop the U.S. war machine.
Stop the U.S. war machine.
Resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified.
When people are occupied.
When people are occupied.
Resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified.
When people are occupied.
When people are occupied.
Resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified.
When people are occupied.
When people are occupied.
Resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified.
When people are occupied.
When people are occupied.
The people united will never be defeated.
The people.
The people united
The people united.
will never be defeated.
Will never be defeated.
The people united
The people united.
will never be defeated.
Will never be defeated.
The people united
The people united.
will never be defeated.
Will never be defeated.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free, free Gaza.
Free Gaza.
Free Gaza.
Free Gaza.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Gaza.
Free Gaza.
Free Gaza.
Free Gaza.
What do we want?
Ceasefire.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Ceasefire.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Ceasefire.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
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 Thank you guys. Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free.
Not another nickel, not another dime!
Not another nickel, not another dime.
No more money for Israel's crime!
No more money for Israel's crime.
Not another nickel, not another dime!
Not another nickel, not another dime.
No more money for Israel's crime!
No more money for Israel's crime.
Thank you, Vincent, for starting to talk about the environmental impacts and stuff. I'm going to continue with a little more of that. And especially the effective military action on the environment. In the first 2 months of this active stage of this genocide, since the 7th, 281,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide were estimated to have been generated in that time. That's greater than the annual carbon footprint of more than 20 of the world's most vulnerable nations. Annual carbon footprint. But we're only globally, militaries account for 5.5% of global greenhouse gases. Just the militaries. That doesn't even include active escalations or anything. That's just maintenance. 5.5%. Why do they get an excuse just because it's military? They don't have to be efficient. They don't have any of these regulations. It's just a free pass to do whatever they want. Shame.
Shame.
And the
aside from the global CO2 emissions, carbon emissions that are happening due to that, as Vincent mentioned, they deliberately use control of water, control of the environment to subjugate the Palestinian people. Mekarot is the national water company of Israel, who claim to be cutting edge in water innovation and water resource management. What they don't say is that they also control the water in Gaza and the West Bank, and then sell this water back to Palestinians, their own water, as a way of controlling them, keeping them in debt, and keeping them down. Water! That is a basic human right. In communities of the northern Jordan Valley, Palestinian water consumption is just 26 liters a day. This is status quo. This is how it's been for decades. It's nothing new. This is nothing because of the last 5 months. That's just how it is. The UN's requirement for sufficient water is 100 liters. They're living on 26 a day. In contrast, Israeli settlers in basically the same region, 400 to 700 liters. It's disgusting. With the most recent escalation in Gaza, as of January, the UN estimates that Gazans are living on 3 liters of water per day. 3. Imagine that. Think about everything you do: showering, eating, drinking, cooking. 3 liters of water. That's not enough. These are inhuman, brutal tactics that cannot be ignored as part of Israel's long list of egregious crimes against humanity. It has to stop. We have to be aware of everything that's happening, every technique they want to use. It has to be exposed. We need to talk about it, and it needs to stop. Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Up with liberation!
Up with liberation!
Down with occupation!
Down with occupation!
Up with liberation!
Up with liberation!
Down with occupation!
Down with occupation!
Up with liberation!
Up with liberation!
Down with occupation!
Down with occupation!
We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how? Ceasefire.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Ceasefire.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Ceasefire.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
we don't get it.
Shut it down.
We don't get it.
Shut it down.
We don't get it.
Shut it down.
Free, free Palestine.
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 Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Occupation no more.
Occupation no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Israel is a terror state.
Israel is a terror state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Open up the prison door.
Open up the prison door.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Israel is a terror state.
Israel is a terror state.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry.
Palestine will never die.
Palestine will never die.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry.
Palestine will never die.
Palestine will never die.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry.
Palestine will never die.
Palestine will never die.
Ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now.
Hi guys. I'm from Louisville University, Students for Justice in Palestine. We just had our rally yesterday, our first rally ever. Make it out to that, and I'm so thankful. But for those who are not able to go, I do have something to say. We all have something to say about the encampments that have been going on at universities across the nation. On April 17th, 10 days ago, the brave and revolutionary students of Columbia University launched the Gaza Solidarity Encampment on their East Butler lawn. Hell yeah. Within a day, cowardly university admin called the NYPD on these students with the intent to break their spirit and back down on their demands.
Shame!
They arrested over 100 students, dozens of others were suspended. The lawn was cleared and believe it, but we don't want to listen to it. How does that make sense? Throughout history, we see this pattern again and again of admin crushing student movements however they can. And again we see the students united will never be defeated. The students united will never be defeated. Students united will never be defeated. Students united will never be defeated. Thankfully, in my research, at least at Millersville, I found they have little to no ties to the occupation. That we should all be thankful for. However, we're a school that prides itself on inclusion, diversity, LGBTQ rights, anti-racism, anti-ableism, anti-sexism, ethnic values. We cannot even get a statement calling for a ceasefire, a statement against an ongoing genocide. How shameful!
Shame!
Tell me, Millersville University and universities all across this country, will you stand on the right side of history or stay silent and complicit? Tell me, what do you care about more? The demands of the students that make up your institution or the image you so desperately try to maintain? When I say people of Lancaster give them hell, you say it is right to rebel. People of Lancaster give them hell.
It is right to rebel.
People of Lancaster give them hell.
It is right to rebel.
People of Lancaster give them hell.
It is right to rebel.
People of Lancaster give them hell.
It is right to rebel.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Yeah. Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for being out here. I know personally every day that I'm out in my garden, it's springtime, I'm thinking of the water I'm using, I'm thinking of the crops that are growing. A common thing in Gaza, families will have rooftop gardens. They're trying to provide for themselves because the occupation does not allow them to live on their land as they should. But drones will often come to their rooftop gardens and sprinkle in chemicals to kill their plants. It is very clear, occupation is environmental terror, and we can have no climate justice without liberation. want to tell you about something that just happened this morning. Um, I'm a journalist, so I do get DMs from people in Gaza quite often, several times a week. Actually, just telling me what's going on. Um, but I am not kidding. On my way here, I had an Uber driver from Gaza. I was picked up at the train station. He got out of the car and said, "Oh my gosh, do you support Palestine?" And I said, "Yes, of course." And he started telling me stories on our way up here. In Lancaster. I was so surprised, but he started telling me things like his daughter is still in Gaza. Of course, he has plenty of family still in Gaza. And his daughter and his son in law cannot get out. He said that they are charging. They want to go to Cairo, Egypt to get out. They're currently in Rafah. They're charging people $5,000 each to cross that line. So,
Shame.
so not just people are having trouble getting out, ones that could feasibly get out, can't get out because they're not rich. Because that's a hell of a lot of money to people who currently have no jobs because everything's been decimated. So this beautiful man, I was telling him what I was coming here for, um, and I was talking to him, and I said, "What are your thoughts about all of these college kids and everything?" He said that he thinks it's so powerful it might be able to end the war. And I know a lot of us hope that, but to hear someone from Palestine say that, we have to keep going. We have to know that they are watching. I get DMs all the time from people in Rafah and Gaza who reach out to me and say, "Share my story." I share them all the time because they know we are doing this. They tell me all the time, "Thank you for your solidarity." They are noticing. So this is something. We may not have the power to actually physically stop it, but this is working. This right here. And at the very least, we are showing solidarity with the end of genocide, the end of racism, the end of all occupation. This is so important, and much love to all of you here. I just appreciate all of you so much. I am streaming this on my channel. If you guys want to see it or share it, you can go to Joy Marie Man on YouTube. I have several platforms. Um, and I interview a lot of people from Jewish Voice for Peace and such. Also, I do want to share that my best friend is from Iran, and her family is still in Iran. And they said that being under sanctions is the same thing as being under war. So we need to keep in mind the military industrial complex as a whole. As a whole. Thank you so much, guys. I have cards if you guys want one. And I'm also collecting signatures to get Jill Stein on the ballot in PA so we can have more people on the ballot. Also, Claudia, we got two people who are standing up and saying this is freaking genocide. F genocide, Joe. There are other options. We don't have to do the settling crap. We will vote for people who are not scared to call it genocide. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Guys, be safe. Thanks for coming.
said you were collecting signatures? Yes, for Jim. Are you Lancaster County?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Well, I'm in Texas district. I don't know.
I think he's...
That's between, I guess.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry, I forgot to turn this off. Oh, thanks, guys. It looks like on all platforms, that's about 87 of you. I dig it because it's early in the morning and you know I'm about to go back to sleep when I get home. But great turnout, beautiful people. So we're going to keep this shit going. If you don't have anything happening in your area, get one started. I've done shit by myself. I've stood on the corner on Front Street of Harrisburg and I've just waved a flag all by myself because it matters. So thank you guys so much. Much love. I will, if I don't go live before, I will go live Monday night 9. Much love.